No, yeah. I do have a problem with, like, overeating and stuff like that. I mean, my weight goes up and down pretty badly. I'm like an Asian Luther Vandross. It's sort of up and down loads. But and the problem I've got is, like, when I'm on the road touring, I don't like to eat too close to showtime because I don't want to be sort of lethargic on stage. So I don't eat after about 3 o'clock, and then I go on stage at 8, and I'm like, on stage for like a couple of hours.
You must be starving by then.
Yeah, I am when I come off.
How does your brain work? I can't, like, doing a one show like this, I've got to have a soup at 6 o'clock.
You always have, like, your chicken or
because
something,
I can't.
Yeah, no,
like,
I just can't. I just don't want to eat anything at all. So, but then when I come off stage, I'm really hungry, and then at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, your choices are awful. So it's bad.
Yeah. Well, we've put the world to rights as far as your rap is concerned.
Yeah.
So the comedy, where did that all start then? Because you've been a teacher for the longest time. But
yeah. Well, I grew up watching loads of comedy. Like, I've always loved it, and my family have always watched comedy in the house. And we went to. Basically, it started when I went to Pontin's holiday camp, not on my own, with the family. And I was about 9, and they had a talent competition, and I had, like, a joke book, and so I entered the talent competition as a stand-up. And I'll be honest, I stole most of the jokes from that joke book, but I did throw in some of my own material. But I do want to sort of come on. That's part of the reason I wanted to come on the show. It's just sort of own up to that now. I wish I'd say that.
What a relief! What a weight off your mind.
But it happened for you. You felt the love of the audience there.
Well, it was. You know, I'd sort of felt like what it was like to do stand-up, but I never thought I was going to do that for a job. It feels like such an unlikely thing to do. And it was only many years later when I was teaching. And then I thought, I'm going to just go and give it a go at an open mic gig. And then as soon as I did that gig, I mean, the gig, it went terribly, but as soon as I did that gig, I just knew I had the bug for it, so I just carried on from there, really.
It's so impressive, because you did teaching for a good number of years, didn't you? And then finally, you know, took the chance and just thought, right, I'm going to do stand-up full-time. Yeah,
well, it was difficult because I love teaching, and I was really passionate about teaching. And so it wasn't like I was thinking I've got to get out of teaching to get into comedy. It just happened that I was doing the teaching and I thought comedy was going to be a hobby. And then what happened was it just started picking up, and then I started getting offered paid gigs and bits and pieces. And eventually I got an agent, and they said to me, if you really want to make a go of it, you're going to have to sort of try it full time. And so I didn't think, thank goodness I've made it out of teaching. I was sad to leave teaching, but at the same time I just really wanted to give comedy a go.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your book as well, Straight Out of Crawley. You know, it's very open, honest. You talk about your family, you talk about your dad in particular as well, who you describe as a Sri Lankan Del boy.
Yes.
So how does that come about?
Well, it's just my memories of my dad are always, he was talking about, you know, if this deal comes off, we're going to have so much money. You know, he was like constantly he was constantly like that. And he was like, you know, he was an accountant, and then he tried all sorts of things, and he was constantly sort of chasing this dream of making enough money for him to stop working. And it didn't happen for him, sadly. But, like, you know, he tried so many things, and he was sort of throwing himself into loads of different stuff. So he was a financial director for a book export company, and then he bought the company and moved it to near where we lived. And then on his lunch breaks, he used to go to the pub. And then he realised that he loved being at the pub more than doing the book export stuff. So he sold the company and bought the pub. and then that became his business, yeah. He was very much like...
And how did your relationship with him shape the way that you are a father to your children?
Well, to be honest with you, it was... when I was very young, we were very comfortable, and then... my dad had his troubles, and the relationship with my dad and my mum sort of struggled. And my dad was... We went through a lot of difficulties, and my dad went to prison for a short time, and so that damaged our relationship. And then when he came back, I had trouble... you know, I had trouble sort of reconnecting with him, and then eventually we did, and by the time my dad passed away a few years ago, we were really, really close. But it did sort of teach me about the value of that sort of quality time. And I'm away a lot with my work, as my dad was. And so I try and make sure that when I am at home, we're really sort of doing family stuff. You know?
Yeah,
family's
so important,
isn't
it? And you're so close to your mum as well, we've got in the audience. She's a big inspiration to you, isn't she?
Yeah, inspiration, milestone, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those things.
Well, Romesh...
Oh, my word. To ask you, how are you adjusting to, you know, this celebrity lifestyle that you've got now? Everyone loves you.
Everyone loves me.
Oh, my God.
No, I don't think so, because of Romesh. They call me Romesh's mom, so I like that. Yeah, instead of being...
Can we just...
No,
she loves it. She absolutely loves it.
Yeah, part of me, yes, I love it and I enjoy.
Yeah, and if
It's
people...
all positive, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But she's constantly hinting, in case she doesn't get recognised. Like, if she's at the shops or something, she'll pay for a sandwich with a card so they see the name.
Yes,
I am the Asian provocateur's mother, yeah.
But I mean, you've started something, because now you look at so many other comedians that are kind of getting their mums or other family members involved as well.
I
so
never thought it will come to this, and he invited me to go to Sri Lanka. I went there, thoroughly enjoyed, and then they came, everything started going, and he said, oh, we are going to do another series. So then only I realised people like me.
Yes, of course, Shanti, of course.
Would you say you're quite a traditionalist, though? Because, you know, obviously Romesh started off in teaching, now he's gone to comedy, he's a big name in comedy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that all?
I wake up in the morning, I take 3 deep breaths, and I think, I hope he carries on.
Yeah.
But I hope he doesn't stop one day.
He's doing pretty well, Shanti.
No,
Actually, though, at that time, though, when he was going to leave teaching, what was the conversation like then in the family?
Teaching, we never talked. We never talked.
Right.
He just asked question. How are you, Mum?
Yeah.
How is work? Is everything okay? Well, we should do this more often, then I won't see him for months.
OK, that's not the... Mum, that's not even the question he asked you. He's asking about how you felt when I moved from teaching into comedy.
That's
and then
fine.
he never talks. And finally somebody has asked me, he's such a terrible son. You managed to crowbar that in. That's not even what he asked you.
This is what's become This is the bickering. This is what people love.
Yeah.
People, she's teeing you up, you see, and then you're knocking it out the park, the pair of you.
He went into comedy, he wasn't doing well, and he then came back and said to me, Dad was alive that time.
Yeah.
He said, oh, I'm giving up teaching, Mum. And so my husband asked him, how are you going to manage with finance? He said, you are there, Dad, so you had to help me out. That's what you said.
I don't recall that. I don't recall that conversation.
You're a liar. Yeah, so we did help him. We did help him.
Yeah.
A bit. Which, I mean,
The truth is, honestly, I'm going to say, I would never say this again, but we went through a lot of difficulties, and my mum was amazing during that time. So now, to be able to get her on the shows and stuff like that is amazing. I'm grateful. Do I think she's overstepped her welcome? Yes, I do, but that's a separate thing.
Oh, God. Well, listen...